Just Fear. Short stories by Joseph Martin. Marketing Murder. Chapter 2. The Calendar Girl's Naked Fate. The story so far till chapter 1. The Chaudhary Haveli was built in 1927 on an ancient mass grave. The site had a gory and much infamous history. In 1839, a terrible epidemic of plague hit the 8 villages of Gambavan Devi, the British Indian province of central India. The British raided and slaughtered every diseased person. All the slaughtered ones were tossed in the pit, but all of them were not corpses. Many still held a spark of life in them. And according to the religious scriptures, the villagers' belief, the dead and the live should never be rested together. 4 urban youths, Sumo, Narayan, Shan, and Ganesh, arrive at this Haveli for an overnight stay. The former duo are first cousins, while the latter are just acquaintances. The Haveli is in a state of disarray, dusty, gloomy, and sinister. The 3 of them occupied adjacent rooms on the first floor of the Haveli, but Ganesh chose the one at the extreme end of the passage away from the rest. Sumo sat reading. Ganesh was on a high, barely able to sit. The other 2 were deep in conversation. "When do we do it?" whispered Narayan. "After he sleeps," answered Shan. "Then let's tell Sumo, no?" Just as they reckoned, Sumo was shocked. "What? Murder Ganesh? I can't help you." Narayan was first to speak. "You don't have to help us, Whatever has to be done, we'll do it. I'm just informing you." "Why the hell did you bring me along?" Sumo asked with displeasure. "This is your place, but it was ideal for the job. I could not just leave you at home. It would seem suspicious," explained Narayan. "Besides, we'll get 100 grand apiece for the job. It's real cool. Think what you can do with it," tempted Shan. "Also, there won't be an inquiry for Ganesh, cause he's an illegal immigrant. There's no record of him entering into the country," he continued. "We simply increase the concentration in his syringe," continued Shan in explanation. "Let him inject himself. Bang! The job is done. He dies, we bury him in these jungles and forget about it. Nobody will know. We'll say he left for West Indies." "But why? Why kill him?" Sumo asked. "Dad's order," answered Narayan. "Why do you think he's in India? For sightseeing? He left the West Indies with a death warrant. And I asked Dad for the job." Narayan's father was Sumo's uncle, a prosperous textile merchant dealing mainly in exports. But that was just a front. He was an illegal drug dealer. Very few knew about it. Sumo had his suspicions. "If you don't, we squeal to Reena," retorted Narayan viciously. "We have photographs." Narayan winked wickedly, pushing a colored photograph in his palm. It clearly showed a young, slightly thin, naked Sumo mounting a completely naked white woman. She was lying on the sand, and it was night. His mind flashed back to Paili Beach in Madhya Pradesh. It had happened about 10 years ago. Sumo was barely 16 then. He had gone on a photo shoot as a 3rd assistant director. Even though he was underage, his father had pulled strings. It was an annual calendar shoot featuring models in swimsuits for a prestigious beer brand. Sumo had been super excited about the prospect, and when he reached there, it was even more than he had expected. After his day's work, he took his camera to capture some hot swimsuit models. To his good luck, there was a beach swimsuit competition, and many of the girls from his troupe were participating in it. The bikini models were divine, one more delicious than the other. Click, click, click went his camera. There were exotic models from all over the world for a beach pageant. The announcer was announcing Miss Sri Lanka, Lisa Ranatunga, Miss Thailand, Angel Anong, Miss Greece, Mari Samaras, and Miss South Africa, Daniel Badenhorst. Even though he was a minor, he was tossed into a cauldron of eroticism and extremism of alcohol and drugs. Young and immature, he could barely handle the sensual feast laid before him. A weird sort of infatuation grew for a particular South African model, Danielle. She was a leggy model with a snow white porcelain skin, ruby red lips, hazel eyes, and raven colored hair. Her beauty enraptured him to such an extent that it was difficult for him to concentrate on simple chores. Soon he began to stalk her through her shoots. At first, she tolerated it as harmless behavior, but soon he grew into an annoying pestilence. His honcho fired him on the spot. His contract terminated. He had to leave the hotel room immediately. The company could not have its exclusive stars harassed by nobodies. It depressed him. He needed help and advice. He needed it fast. The only person to trust was his Bade Bhai Sahab, elder brother. Without wasting a single moment, he placed a long distance call to his brother in Delhi. I'm in a problem, bhaiya. Please, I need your help, he whimpered. Without wasting any time, Bhai Sahab caught the earliest flight to Paili. Accompanying him was his personal bodyguard, Mr. Dhanraj. Sumo was overjoyed to see the duo. They were his support system. Bhai Sahab had always supported him in everything he did. He hugged them profusely, grateful to them for hurrying so fast. Hurriedly, he took them to his hotel. Inside, Bhai Sahab took him to task. Why is my Natu small brother crying like a sissy again? What is the problem with my Golgappa? Between tears, Sumo smiled at being called endearingly Golgappa, meaning rotund. Quickly, he told them about Daniel and all that had happened. At the end, a pregnant silence followed until his brother interrupted it. Are bhaiya Dhanraj, our Natu has grown up to be a man. He's ready to fuck a woman. So let's give him one. You can't keep a leopard away from its prey. Dhanraj joined in the jest. Sumo reddened like a tomato. He had never heard his brother speak such crass language. Yes, of course, but at least let's have a look at the damsel, his brother agreed. Sumo was only glad to show off his girl. Looking expectantly at the duo, they hurriedly congratulated him on his choice. Very nonchalantly, the big brother shook his head. Will do, Natu. He lovingly tousled his hair. I will visit her and speak to her tomorrow. Till then, let's enjoy Paili. The trio gathered for drinks in his room. What started with beer and vodka soared to whiskey and cocaine. Before long, they found themselves on the beach. Far away from them, the night shift of the swimsuit shoot op was on. They sprawled in the sand and continued their drinking and smoking session. The tourists on the beach were few and away, all lost in their own world. As Sumo rested in the sand, he felt his brother nudge him with his knee. It felt urgent. He raised his head. "Look there," his brother whispered to nobody in particular. Dhanraj grew alert too. Not far from them, Sumo saw one of the swimsuit models walking down the beach. She appeared to be enjoying a night stroll. Her walk led her away from the hotel and sparse crowd. His brother was on his feet in a quick action. He beckoned to Dhanraj. Before Sumo could react, the duo were on their feet, spreading out like predators. It took a few moments for Sumo to realize that a hunt was in progress. A thrill shot through his veins. He hurriedly got up to his feet. Fueled by the alcohol and catalyzed with drugs, he took a bold step. He was going to join in. Nothing was going to stop him. The duo had perfectly managed to corner her. One was directly behind her. To her right was the sea. To her left was the second predator, flanking her, and ahead was a stretch of darkness. By the time Sumo had joined the hunt, she had realized she was prey. Panic showed in her walk. A jolt of thrill surged through his body. He could not wait to get his hands on her. She turned and sighted the two predators. To her shock, another had joined in, but he was much far away. Her hotel and shooting crew were too far. Calling for help was not an option. The only way was ahead. She broke into a run. He saw his brother flanking her, also break into a run. She was no match for him. In a quick few strides, he leapt on her, giving her a flying tackle. The two seemed to disappear over a mound of sand. A few seconds later, Dhanraj too reached the spot and disappeared behind the mound. Minutes later, panting, Sumo reached the spot. He stood on top of the mound and watched down below. What he saw devastated him. He dropped to his knees and began sobbing. They were unknowingly assaulting his Danielle. Down below, the duo had shredded every bit of Danielle's clothing and were atop her naked body. She looked like a Greek goddess under the faint moonlight. Stop, bros! No, this is Danielle, the girl I truly love. Sumo sobbed bitterly. Leave her. His brother looked crestfallen. I'm sorry, Natu. We just could not resist. She's so beautiful and sexy. And it's just your infatuation. There is no true love. His words trailed. Oh yeah, come Natu, enjoy her. Bhai Saab welcomed magnanimously. Come quickly, do what you want before she regains consciousness. There are plenty more fish in the sea. Sumo's stare shifted to the inert body on the damp sand. Something was terribly wrong. She had not moved since he had appeared. Neither her belly nor her chest heaved. Like a bolt of lightning, it hit him. Murderers! He screamed. I'm going to the police. You will be in prison for the rest of your life. I hate you, Bhai Saab, I hate you. With that, he turned and stormed away. Scarcely had he moved a couple of steps when he heard his brother call from behind. Natu? Oh Natu, don't leave us and go. The icy tone in his voice chilled Sumo. With sheer trepidation, he slowly turned around. His brother stood triumphant, arms folded. Dhanraj stood with a pistol pointing at him. Natu, you're a fattu. You'll have to do her, so you'll be part and never go to the police, Dhanraj ordered. And besides, your hotel staff witnessed you stalking her. Sumo was about to decline when the pistol beckoned him. Obediently, he walked to the mound. Daniel lay on the sand, beautiful as ever. Before he could protest, he felt a hard shove that sent him rolling down. He ended near Daniel's inert body. It felt warm and soft. He flinched. No, Natu, don't move. Ain't you going to enjoy her? She's your prize after all. You'll look back and thank me one day, said Bhai Sahib. Dhanraj was a damn outsider. But how could his brother, his Bhai Sahib, do this to him? He had candidly told him that he loved Daniel with all his life. Sumo looked aghast at the duo. Surely they did not mean it. Move Natu, screw her, or Dhanraj will shoot. Sumo sobbed and whimpered. He tried to mount her. No, Fatu, pull down your pants. Dhanraj's voice from above echoed with an evil sound. From above, he could hear the duo chuckle in merriment. He mounted the inert woman. He felt pleasure, yet displeasure too. He whimpered and trembled as he mounted her. When at last he climaxed, he dropped, fatigued, to the ground. As he finished the dastardly act, he felt his body dragged away and heard gunshots.